The small bell above the grocery store door jingles, but no one notices. A little girl stands at the counter, trembling slightly, a carton of milk balanced in her small, dirty hands. Her oversized gray jacket hangs loosely from her shoulders, sleeves dangling past her wrists, and the knees of her jeans are frayed and patched with dirt. In her arms, a baby stirs under a faded blanket, its tiny hands clinging to her chest. She says nothing at first, her eyes fixed on the floor, teeth chattering from the cold that seeps in through the door. The cashier looks up from scanning items and frowns. "You need money," he says flatly. She nods, clutching the milk tighter, and whispers, "I'll pay when I grow up." The words crack the silence like glass. A few heads turn. A woman by the magazine rack whispers, "That's the girl from under the bridge." A man mutters something about her father being gone, her mother sick. The girl doesn't flinch, she only tightens her grip on the baby. Behind her, unnoticed at first, a tall man watches quietly. His hair is streaked with gray at the temples, his navy sweater and wool coat neat, shoes polished, posture calm. There is no arrogance in his stance, only observation. He sees her, really sees her, and something stirs deep and quiet inside a life accustomed to deals, numbers, and silence. The man steps closer but carefully, as if not to startle her. "You don't have to leave like that," he says softly. The girl looks up briefly, eyes wary but curious, then down again. The cashier scoffs. "Sir, it's just groceries. She can't—" The man interrupts gently. "She's not stealing anything." People begin to notice, the tension in the room thickening. He kneels slightly to her level, careful to keep his voice calm. "What's your name?" She hesitates, then says, "Anna, and this is Elijah." The baby stirs, eyes blinking sleepily. "You walked here in the cold?" he asks. She nods. "We ran out of milk yesterday," she whispers. "I waited till Mama fell asleep to come." Her voice is quiet, careful, protective. The man's mind, once trained to calculate mergers and acquisitions, now races to calculate warmth, safety, and care. Without hesitation, he picks out milk, formula, bread, diapers, even a small pack of thermal socks, ignoring the puzzled stares from other customers. At checkout, Anna places the items on the counter like treasures, hands trembling. She murmurs, "Thank you, sir. I really will pay you back." He smiles faintly, solemnly. "I don't doubt it." The girl wraps her arms tighter around Elijah as they step outside. The cold air bites, but the weight of a quiet kindness already warms her chest. He watches her walk toward the street, small and fragile, yet carrying herself with courage. For the first time in days, the bustling world seems to pause. He doesn't know it yet, but one small decision. The bridge looms overhead, a concrete highway carrying the sound of rushing traffic like distant thunder. Anna leads the man quietly, her small hand gripping Elijah's tightly. His coat is draped around her shoulders, but the chill bites anyway. Cardboard and plastic sheets form a makeshift wall where she and her mother sleep, tucked away from the eyes of strangers. The smell of damp concrete and oil mixes with faint traces of last night's discarded food. Anna pauses at the edge, eyes scanning the street, then looks up at him with a quiet hope that borders on disbelief. "It's okay," she whispers. "Mama won't be too mad if we don't talk loud." Her voice is small, yet carries the weight of a life spent guarding against harm. Her mother emerges from beneath a worn blanket, hair tangled and face lined with fatigue. She studies him with suspicion, her eyes sharp and wary. "You again," she says, voice hoarse. "CPS?" He shakes his head, holding up a small bag of food, baby formula, and toiletries. "Just me," he says softly. The mother snorts, biting into a sandwich he brought, as if to test him. "Rich folks always think blankets fix things," she mutters, almost to herself. He doesn't argue. Instead, he kneels slightly, giving her space while speaking gently. "I didn't come to fix your life. I came to walk beside you if you'll let me." Anna watches the exchange silently, her small fingers clutching the baby's blanket. Her mother's lips tighten, uncertainty flickering across her face. There's no relief, no gratitude expressed openly. Only the cautious evaluation of whether this man will harm or leave them. She's seen people like him before, those with too much money, too many promises, who vanish once their good deed is done. He notices, and his chest tightens. He is used to control, to results, to certainty. Here, he has none. The three of them sit on damp cardboard, eating the simple meal. Elijah coos softly, the sound almost miraculous in this place that usually carries only emptiness. Anna whispers a few words of gratitude, but her eyes flicker toward her mother, checking if it's safe. The man watches, realizing that kindness here is measured not in smiles, but in trust slowly given. Hours pass in quiet gestures, arranging blankets, handing over small necessities, watching the mother's eyes soften, even just slightly. It's not a miracle, it's patience, it's showing up. Night falls, and the street under the bridge darkens except for the faint glow of passing headlights. He rises, preparing to leave, but pauses. "I'll check back tomorrow," he says quietly, not expecting a response. Anna nods, clutching Elijah, and her mother doesn't speak. He steps away, back into the cold city streets, feeling a strange weight in his chest. This isn't business. This isn't charity. This is human, messy, and painfully real. He leaves, but the image of the small girl humming to keep her baby warm will follow him all night. And tomorrow, he will discover that his presence is more than they ever expected. Morning light filters weakly through the gaps of the bridge, catching the wet concrete in pale gold. The man arrives early, heart tight with anticipation, only to find the corner empty. Cardboard flattened, plastic sheets folded back, no trace of Anna or Elijah. The quiet is almost unbearable. He steps closer, scanning the shadows, the small alleyways, the discarded wrappers that hint at yesterday's life. For a moment, panic rises. The fear that he came too late, that the fragile thread of trust has already snapped. He pulls out the small napkin Anna gave him, unfolding it carefully. Pencil lines blur slightly from damp, but the drawing is still clear. A small girl, a baby, and a tall man standing in front of a building labeled home. His chest tightens and he realizes this isn't just a place, it's a promise, fragile and beautiful. He walks through the city, checking shelters, small parks, community centers. Each inquiry brings only a hint, a whisper. "I saw a girl with a baby yesterday." He follows every lead, heart hammering with a mixture of hope and dread. Hours pass, and just when exhaustion begins to weigh him down, he sees her. Anna crouched under the weak sunlight of a side street, Elijah in her arms, mother standing nearby, wary but alive. She looks up, and for a brief moment, her eyes meet his. There's recognition, and a flicker of trust rekindled. She doesn't run, doesn't hide. She only watches, the silent question in her gaze echoing through the space between them. He kneels slowly, offering nothing but presence this time. No words of judgment, no expectation. "I'm glad I found you," he says softly. His voice carries over the hum of traffic and distant city noise. Anna relaxes slightly, Elijah reaching toward him unconsciously. And even her mother softens, though suspicion lingers like a shadow. For a long moment, they just exist together, 4 lives intersecting briefly but meaningfully. The man finally understands. Some things can't be bought, only witnessed, respected, and nurtured. He arranges a small room nearby, a temporary shelter, food, blankets, and warm clothing. He doesn't make a show, doesn't demand thanks. Anna tucks Elijah under the covers, her small hand brushing over his cheek. Her mother allows herself a long exhale, a moment of relief. The billionaire stands back, realizing that wealth cannot measure the gravity of these small victories, of trust, of safety, of human dignity. He watches them, silent, letting the warmth of this fragile family imprint itself onto his memory. As the sun dips low, casting long shadows beneath the bridge, he walks away, the napkin folded carefully in his coat pocket. It carries more than a drawing. It carries a story of courage, survival, and hope. The city hums around him, oblivious, but he is changed. He doesn't know what tomorrow will bring, and that is the point. He has learned that the richest life isn't counted in dollars. It's counted in the moments you choose to stand with those who cannot stand alone. Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness carry the heaviest weight and the richest meaning.